Today we're going to learn about bones. There's 206 of them in total, and they provide structure and housing and protection to the human skeleton. These are the different parts of your axial skeleton. We've got the frontal, we've got the parietal, the occipital, temporal, and then we got the foramen magnum, this big hole under here that your spine goes into your head. Then we've got the zygomatic, which is the cheekbone. We got the mandible, which would be what your lower jaw is. We got the cervical. This is the part of your spine that makes up the top of it, like your neck. We've got the thoracic, which makes up would be your upper back. And then we've got the lumbar, which would be your lower back. Then we've got two parts at the bottom of the spine. We've got the sacrum, which will be the top part, and then the cervical, which will be the very bottom part right there. We've also got on the front the sternum, which is the middle part that holds all the cartilage with the bones, and the ribs, which are the actual bones that case your lungs. We've got your femur, your patella, your tibia, your fibula under there. We've got your tarsals, which would be your ankle bones. We got the metatarsals, which would be the middle of your foot, and then finally the phalanges, your toes. Now onto the arm. We have the humerus. We have the ulna, which is connected to your pinky in anatomical position. We have the radius, which is always connected to the thumb. The carpals, which would be your wrist bone. Your metacarpals, which would be the middle. And then we've got your phalanges, which would be your fingers. You've got two different girdles on your body. You have the pectoral girdle, which consists of the clavicle and the scapula. And then you have the pectoral girdle, which consists of the ilium, the ischium, and the pubis. There are plenty of different types of bones in the body. We've got long bones, like the humerus, that are longer than they are wide. We've also got short bones, like the patellar, that are wider than they are long. We've also got flat bones that are more flat, like the ribs. And we have irregular bones, like the ones in your face. These ones don't have a predetermined shape. The most common ones in your axial skeleton you're going to find are flat bones, like the ribs and the cranium. And then in the axial skeleton, you're going to find more long bones, like the humerus, the ulna, and the radius. The axial skeleton houses and protects the brain and spinal cord, while the appendicular skeleton provides structure to the body. Each bone marking is important to a synovial joint. For example, the process is any bony prominence. The foramen is a round opening in the bone, making the socket and the ball and socket joints. The fossa is a shallow depression in the bone, and it serves as an articular surface. The tubercle is a small rounded projection that usually makes up the ball and socket joint. The sinus is a hole filled with air and mucus, and this usually makes up the hole that you use to breathe. The head is a bony expansion carried on a narrow neck for flat bones like the ribs and the scapula. Joints are where two bones meet. The fibrous joints, which are more prominent in the axial skeleton, are joined by fibrous tissue. And in the appendicular skeleton, you have cartilaginous and synovial. Cartilaginous is united by cartilage, while synovial is separated or oiled by fluids. This is a long bone. You have the proximal and distal epiphyses, which connect to other bones, and then the diaphysis, which contains everything in the middle of the bone. The medullary cavity houses yellow marrow, which is fat that makes more red marrow, which makes blood. And then you have the periosteum, which moves that blood around. You also have articular cartilage and ligaments, articular cartilage holding the ligaments that bind to other bones, creating cartilaginous joints. Histology of a compact bone. The osteon houses three major cells: the osteocytes that plan the bone making, the osteoblasts which break down the bone, and osteoclasts which deal with bone building and respiration. The lacuna is a cavity within the bone that houses the lamellae, which is a bone tissue. And then we have the canals. There's the central and the perforating. The central houses communicative pathways in the bone, and the perforating provides energy for osteons. Compact versus spongy bone. Compact is made of osteons, while spongy is made of trabeculae. Compact is the outer layer of the bone, while spongy is usually the inner layer. Compact makes up long and flat bones, and spongy makes up short and irregular bones. Compact is hard and tough, while spongy is light and flexible. Organic versus inorganic parts of the bones. Organic makes up about 35% of the bone up, including osteoblasts, osteocytes, osteoclasts, and also osteoids, which include collagen, glycoproteins, and proteoglycans. Versus inorganic, which makes up 65% of a bone, with mineral salts such as calcium and phosphorus. Quiz time. Which of the following are commonly referred to as the knee bone? Is it the femur, the patella, the tibia, or the phalanges? The answer is B, the patella. Well, I hope you learned what you wanted to learn about bones. Have a good day.